तव कथामृतम् तप्तजीवनम् कविभिरीडितम् कल्मषापहम् श्रवणमङ्गलम् श्रीमदाततम् भुवि गृह्णन्ति ये भूरिदा जनाः भुवि गृह्णन्ति ये भूरिदा जनाः।
ॐ तव कथामृतं तप्तजीवनं कविभिरीडितं कल्मषापहं श्रवणमङ्गलं श्रीमदाततं भुवि गृह्णन्ति ये भूरिदा जना. We are studying the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna and we are still in the conversations of 26 September, Wednesday, 1883. And it seems that in the Kathāmrita 5 volumes, perhaps it has been divided into two parts. And if you look now in the Akhanda edition, Bengali or any Indian language edition following Bengali, we shall see so many lines have been skipped in the English translation. We were in the Bengali, we were in the 28th Parichet. The date is same, 28th Parichet. And we ended that 28th Parichet. And now in the 29th Parichet, again Master is telling so and so date and this and that. And all those lines have been skipped. And we come to this para in Bengali, Sri Ramakrishna Kali Mandirer Chatale Boshias Tav Koritechen. You got this? 1, 2, 3, 4 para. Yes. And here, all those things are not mentioned. Just a continuity from the previous para. Sri Ramakrishna was praying to the Divine Mother. O Mother, O embodiment of Om, Mother, how many things people say about thee, but I don't understand any of them. Yesterday we stopped here because new idea has come as per gospel. Mother is embodiment of Om. What is embodiment of Om? In the Bengali, Omkara Rupini. Omkara Rupini. The samas, it can be resolved in two ways. The form of Omkara, you are. So that is embodiment of Om. Or your form is Om. Omkara Rupini. So you are in the Om form. Whatever it may be, you have to think of Om. That is why we stopped. And though we have dealt with Om in many places, many times, but here in the Gospel, let us study it once more, how Mother is Omkara Rupini. So first of all, what is Omkara? And we repeat all those things. The world, according to some Upanishad and also Panchadashi, the world is made of 5 things. I don't mean the 5 elements, that is the Jada world. The whole world is made of 5 things. Sat, Chit, Ananda, Nam and Rup. Adyatrayam Brahma Rupam. Satchid Ananda is what is Brahman. And Nam Rup is what is Maya. So can you find out in the world anything else other than these five? So rightly it is said that the world is made of five things. We are not meaning elements or this or that. That is physical world only. The whole world is made of five things. Now, Satchidananda is Brahman. So, what world for us is made of Nam and Rup. Or this Satchidananda appearing through names and forms. Now think of form. If there is any form in the world, is it not continuously changing? The example which immediately comes before the mind is that you are making a building. Centering you have done, one pillar you have made, and then you shift to the next pillar. By this time you start the next pillar, the first pillar has started disintegrating. The moment it is complete, next moment it has started disintegrating. It does not appear before our eyes. We say this building is made for 100 years. So, if it is made for 100 years, it is made eternally. But 100 years, we do not see a crack. Change has started the moment it was completed. And then that grew. And after 100 years or 200 or 50 years, it became visible. Now, if that is the case, the question is, how does it appear real? How does it appear to be a continuous thing? A thing is there and it changes. I can never understand this. What is that thing? Which was yesterday or which was today? So, how does it appear real? That is our question. So one answer is that because Brahman, which is the Satchidananda, which is the constituent part of it, because of that it appears real. But our question is, we do not feel like that. We are not aware of Satchidananda even. But we feel this house or this world to be separately real than Brahman. So how does it appear to be separately real?
Name and form. Name and form.
Form is changing.
Name.
Form is not continuous.
Same name sticks.
It is appearing continuous or real separately because a name has been associated with it. For example, a child is born from mother, a mass of flesh has come out of the womb. And it is ever changing, continuously changing. But on the 10th or 12th day, in America, boys and girls have to be named before they are born, in the registry of birth, yes. So they have to give two names. If it is a boy, this name, if it is a girl, this name. Now that name is given. You are Hari, you are Ram. So as you grow, people call you Hari. You call yourself Hari. That only makes it separately real. What is constant or continuous, if you ask, we shall say name is continuous, name is constant. When that man dies, that name is not associated there. So we feel, no, it is not real. So it is a world which makes the form continuous and real other than Brahman. Now analyze what is a word. Word is a combination of certain sounds. H-A-R-I. H-A-R-I. Now, in the original Deva Bhasha, that is Sanskrit, every sound has a corresponding form. And this is known to Vedanta, but it has been specially studied by the Tantrikas. You may see, if you like, there is a book by Sir John Woodrow, The Garland of Letters. 50 original letters of the Sanskrit language, each has a form. I will give a concrete example. Well, Ka is water, Kha is sky, Ram is fire. The Tantrika asked us, when you sit for puja, Ram iti jaladharaya vichinta agni prakaram chintaye. You have to spread one water around yourself and utter Ram and think that you have been surrounded by fire, so that you are safe and you will do puja. Now, when Sri Ramakrishna uttered, this is not baseless imagination. When Sri Ramakrishna uttered Ram, he could actually see fire, though he is sprinkling water. But the sound Ram means Agni. So like that, every sound has a corresponding form. Even mental forms have mental sounds associated with that. So, we want to think of the sum total of the varieties which constitutes this world. So, what is the original sound? Without modifying it by touch anywhere or giving a shape to the mouth, if you allow the sound to come out, it is a, not Bengali O, it is a shape, no shape. Just open the mouth and let it come out. It is a. So all the sounds are modifications of that a. How we modify? Either give a shape to the mouth or let that touch somewhere in the sound box before it comes out. And this touch can be of various types: soft touch, hard touch, less air, more air in that touch, nasal touch. This makes 50 letters. Now we want 50 plus 50 into 12 or 14 by giving shape to the mouth. Now we want to a sound which combines or which is the sum total of all these sounds. So you have to make that sound touch everywhere in the sound box and all shapes to be included. The resultant sound will be oo, the rolling sound. It may appear strange. Ka, kha, ga, ga, all are included in oo. When you look at it fundamentally, how ka comes? By touching the sound somewhere. Now we want a sound which touches everywhere and comes out. So it has to be rolling sound. Oh. So a means origin of the world. Who means all the possible varieties available in the world, which means the world itself, totality of the world. And when you want to close the process of sound, the lips are closed. So, is the closing sound. Now we combine these three, a word, and we get Om. Now, in other languages, what is there, you may ask? Om has been modified or distorted. The Christians will say Amen. Om. So, Om is the totality of all objects of the world. But the sages are telling us this is too gross a meaning. Om is a knowledge. Om is a wisdom. We have seen just now. The world appears to be real because Brahman is at the back and because we have given a name to it. So what do we get? Name is just sound, empty sound, blank sound. So Om is a wisdom. Om is telling us that the entire world from beginning to end is unreal. It is appearing real because of reality at the back. This is Om. And then the knowledge will further tell us that the reality at the back itself is appearing as all this through Om. So Om represents the reality at the back, and if the mind goes into that reality, there is no world then. So Om is the nearest unspecified name of reality at the back, that is Saguna Brahma, and of the reality in itself, which is Nirguna Brahma. So that is the meaning of Om. And this Om, you may say, creates the world, sustains the world, dissolves the world. And now we understand that how Kali the mother, one of the forms is Om. Kali the mother means Brahman Shakti to appear as this world. This it does through Om. And if you take Kali is a form of Om, that is also correct. Because all the forms are included in Om. So Kali is the sum totality. That is how we think of God, Samashti. So Om represents that. I think we have followed now. Even if you go beyond Om, suppose, then there is no formation. That unformed Om, you may say, is called Nad by the musicians. And I showed you that day some shlokas. Okay. So, for that we stop. And today when we open, we see that the conversations have been divided into two parts, 26 January itself, and we ended the first part, and the second part, 2-3 small paragraphs have been skipped. And now, Sri Ramakrishna was praying to the Divine Mother, O embodiment of O. So Mother is the samashti, totality. So it is its form is Om and it is the form of O. Mother, how many things people say about thee? Why? Because in each mind, the totality or the power is conceived according to that mind. So they say like that. But I don't understand any of them because they are from particular standpoints. They do not represent Mother as she is. So Thakur says, I don't understand them. I don't know them. Now here, them means not the things which they say. No. Don't understand them who talk like that. Understood? Because they talk according to their mind. They are not correctly telling. So I don't know them, how they talk like that. Understood? I don't know anything. This is different. Huh? How I know the mother? I don't know anything. Because the Om will take us beyond this understanding, beyond the world. It will land us into the real nature of mother. But that is after we practice that Om. Mother, I have taken refuge at thy feet. So I surrender to you. I do not want to particularize you. I have sought protection in thee. So because that is the Sagun Nirgun Brahma, I sought protection in thee. I is not real. That the reality is the source. O Mother, I pray only that I may have pure love for thy lotus feet. Now what is this love? In Sanskrit, we call Anurag.
Shuddha Bhakti.
That's all right. I'm normally telling. Huh? And Bengali it is Shuddha Bhakti. What is Bhakti, first of all, and what is Shuddha Bhakti? Now, I am a part of appearance. Reality is mother. So what should be the natural relation between me and mother? Attraction. In Sanskrit, in English, there is one word representing spirituality total in general. What is spirituality? Self-centripetence. Self-centripetence. You know, in the world there are two types of forces. Centripetal, pulling toward the center. Centrifugal, pushing away from the center. Now there is a reality and there are shadows. So the reality is pulling all its shadows to itself. And if this is understood by the shadows, and if they proceed in that direction, they just don't have to do anything to proceed. They just allow themselves to be flown in that pull. It is spirituality. So self-pulling itself or its forms towards itself, that is spirituality. So automatically that love is spirituality. Now whether you talk of knowledge and work and yoga or anything, unless we feel that pull, how will knowledge stand? How will the change of consciousness take place unless there is that attraction, pull? So that is why Thakur is telling about bhakti. Love. Now, as the original word we have found is Shuddha Bhakti, this love has one more thing attached to it. Now, love between any two people in the world is different. But this is the highest thing in life, the only real thing in life. So, respect and love. That is bhakti. And pure means I don't want anything out of that bhakti. So, it is told here, love that seeks no return. On that no return, there is a nice story of the Pandavas. When Pandavas were in forest, at some time they were in the Tarais of Himalayas. Tarai means the foothills. And one day, Draupadi asked Yudhishthir that you are always saying God, 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 God. What has God given you? He replies, I am not a shopkeeper in the field of religion. That if I will call on God, God will give me something. This is shopkeeping. I love God because he says, look at the Himalayas. That's why I am concluding that was there in Tarai. What do the Himalayas give me? But I love them because they are grand, because they are noble. What is grander than God? What is nobler than God? So I love God. Okay? No, Draupadi herself was a devotee, but due to being felt troubled, she was telling like that. And mother, do not delude me with thy world bewitching Maya. So the other aspect of this Shakti is that we do not understand that. We see the world and we become attracted to the world. That is also mother's power. So the prayer is, I should not be deluded by the world. I should have pure love for you without expecting any gain. That is the whole of spirituality, top to bottom. This will only make us do work without motive. This will only change our consciousness. This will concentrate our mind. So everything is meant by this. I seek thy protection. This individual appearance is seek thy protection means it is the feeling that it is she who has protected me. I have taken the refuge in thee. That means no I but thou. So this is the prayer most important, appears very simple. This is the whole of spirituality, I would say. The evening worship in the temple was over. Sri Ramakrishna was again seated in his room with him. Now M is introducing himself. So this is from a new volume. M had been visiting the master for the past 2 years and had received his grace and blessing. Now, Count M has been with the master for 1 year and 8 months. End of February. So, March, next March, April, May, June, July, August, September. 1 year and 7 months or 8 months. March end, September end, so 8 months. But in his mind, because he had changed totally, it appears as 2 years. Even the saying that 2 years itself is significant. The changes in aim have been so drastic that in his mind this period becomes extended. M has been visiting the master for the past 2 years and had received his grace and blessings. Grace means तार दर्शन और कृपा लाभ करिते. That is more important than grace and blessings. What is darshan kariyachan? Seeing the physical body of Sri Ramakrishna. Seeing in how many bhavas he was. Seeing is continuously going inside and coming outside. Seeing him singing of mother, of Vishnu, of whatnot. So seeing the embodiment of spirituality in Thakur, that he has been doing for about 2 years. So that is seeing. And it is very, very important in our life. Without seeing a Mahapurush, we get no ideas of what God is and what reality is. That itself, you may say, is a form of grace, but he has been receiving the Kripa also. That means Thakur has been gracious to him. And perhaps he has taught him or even given mantra much received from Holy Mother. So his Kripa, he is teaching him, he is showing him the way. He had been told that God was both with form and without form. So this itself is a big thing for him. He, because of Western influence or Brahma Samaj, he was thinking that God has no form. How can he have form? That he assumed forms for the sake of his devotees. So that, sake of devotees means, so that devotees will be able to love him. Without form, that abstract thing, difficult to love. So he has taken, I will tell you one funny thing. When I was in Chandigarh, some Sikh girls studying in college came to me. And we want to know about Gita from you. I said, first of all, tell me, what is your religion? What is taught in your religion? They said, we have been taught to love God, like our Mother Baba. And what is the form of God? God has no form. That is Sikhism. What we see, this and that, is not Sikhism. They are externals of Sikhism. So the girls told me the teaching of Sikhism is that you love God as your beloved, or one who is loving you. So, even if we conceive of God as Nirakar, the attraction should be there. But so that we will be able to love him, God takes form. Now in Sikhism, Rama, Krishna, they occur so many times. Understood? For the worship, to the worshippers of formless God, the Master said, hold up to your conviction. But remember that all is possible with God. He has form and again he is formless. He can be many things more. Okay. So, harmony of all paths. He can be many things more. Master to M. You have accepted an ideal, that of God without form. Isn't that so? M. Yes, sir. But I also believe what you say, that all is possible with God. It is quite possible for God to have forms. He is Sarva Shaktiman, Sarva Karunik. This is the Master. Good. Remember further that as consciousness, he pervades the entire universe of the living and non-living. Then these forms and non-forms will have meaning. Sarvavyapi, Sarva Bhutantaratma. Now I'll endlessly tell a story which I have told many times. Namdeva. Namdeva could offer food to God, God would eat it, so he had developed ego. And Muktabai, the youngest sister of Gyanadeva, because she saw Gora potter present, Gora brother, will you find which pots are baked and which are not baked? So he had a flat wood with him and he started hitting the heads of all the saints gathered there. And they thought it is some grand joke, they were laughing. And when he came to Namdev, Namdev became angry. You don't know how to behave with the saints. And Gora is saying, Mukta sister, one pot is unbaked. And so it infuriated him like anything. And all are laughing. So to whom he will complain? He went back to the temple and said, Oh God, oh Vitova, your devotee was insulted today and they say he is unbaked. God says, yes, you are unbaked. Why you did not make me ripe or baked up till now? The time had not come. Then make me. He said, no. You go to such and such village. There is a Shiva temple there. And there you will meet one old sage, Visoba by name. Visoba Khecher, that means very low caste. But Visoba is his name. You go to him, he will give fulfillment to you. He will make you that pot break. So he came there, he saw a Shiva temple, and one old man was lying with his feet on the symbol of Shiva. He could not tolerate it. So he said, why? He started scolding him. He said, I become very weak. If you are not tolerating this, you hold my feet and throw them somewhere. So with great contempt, he lifted the feet, whirled them and threw them. But wherever we threw, the Shivpindi came there. Again he lifted, again he threw somewhere, Shivling came there. And then he asked, what is your name? He said, my name is Visoba. Oh, to whom? To you, Vitova sent me. He said, yes. He had already informed me that you are coming. So you are not yet aware of the all-pervading nature of God. That is what Thakur is saying. Form or no form. But good is there, na? Remember further that as consciousness, he pervades the entire universe of the living and the non-living. They appear non-living, but the consciousness is there. It is Achandavadita. This is important. M. I think of him as the consciousness in conscious beings. This much he has understood. But it's very difficult to think of God as consciousness in the unconscious being. To us, they are unconscious. Master, stick to that ideal now. There is no need of tearing down and changing one's attitude. You will gradually come to realize that the consciousness in conscious being is the consciousness of God. He alone is consciousness. That means in unconscious beings also we shall see later. Let this be firm. Let me ask you one thing. Do you feel attracted to money and treasures? No, sir. But I think of earning money in order to be free from anxiety, to be able to think of God without worry. Master, oh, that's perfectly natural. Again and again, this reminds me of the Maharashtra Saint Tukaram. And the Tukaram movie got the first prize in Moscow. And the lesson there is that you need not leave your home to think of God. And Tukaram did not care for money, but he had a wife, he had 2 children, and the children were dying out of hunger and poverty, and even people giving him gifts, he would not accept. This ideal will not be accepted by Thakur. They say that even when Tukaram passed away, his wife was pregnant. So, anyway, I am reminded of a story. In Solapur, there was a devotee, a teacher, and he was very much devoted to this Tukaram idea. And after my pravachan, he changed completely. And I took Diksha from Ramakrishna Mission. Anyway, I'm not criticizing anybody, but as ideal, I have to tell this. Because Thakur is telling, oh, that is perfectly natural. M has a doubt. Is it greed? I don't think so. I don't think so, but the question is there. Master, you are right. Otherwise, who will look after your children? What will become of them if you feel that you are not the doer? On the first meeting, he had told some brother of somebody came and I scolded him, and who will look after the children? I have heard that one cannot attain knowledge as long as one has the consciousness of duty. Duty is like the scorching sun, therefore that doubt. Thakur said, unless you feel you are the doer, what will happen to the children? He said, I have heard that knowledge, change of consciousness, is on a different level. If you are conscious of duty, your I, then you cannot go to the knowledge. So that has given him doubt in his mind. Master, and duty is like the scorching sun. Swami Vivekananda described this at great length in his book Karma Yoga. He said, unless love enters that, it will be a scorching sun. Master, keep your present attitude. It will be different when the consciousness of duty drops away of itself. So Master has heard that, but he has not gained that knowledge. And Thakur said, keep this, and when your I will drop, then the idea of duty also will drop, and you will have experience of God. So standard ideas of Vedanta are appearing here. You cannot artificially change that. They remained silent a few minutes. So Thakur has given his lesson, Master Mahesh is thinking of that. That is why silent. To enter the world after attaining partial knowledge, why? It is like dying in full consciousness as in cholera. That means some knowledge M has received, that God is real and everything is unreal. And to work in the world, it is like poison. Dying in full consciousness as in cholera. You are feeling the pain in the body and everything. Master, oh Ram, Ram. Thakur has sympathized with this. The idea in M's mind was that just as a cholera patient feels excruciating pain at the time of death because of retaining consciousness, so also a jnani with partial knowledge may not yet experience that knowledge, might feel extremely miserable leading the life of the world which he knows to be illusory. M. People who are completely ignorant are like typhoid patients who remain unconscious at the time of death and so do not feel the pain. If we did not have this idea, then people are doing work and dying. Master, tell me, what does one attain through money? So Thakur is giving him the necessary vairagya. Jai Gopal Sen is such a wealthy man, but he complains that his children don't obey him. Shankara said, Artham anartham bhavaya nityam, nasti tata sukhalesha satyam, putradapi dhanabhajam bhiti, sarvatraisha vehita niti. You take artha as anartha, troublesome. Everywhere this is the way. And rich men are afraid of their sons even. So he says that his children don't obey him. Is poverty the only painful thing in the world? There are the 6 passions besides, then disease and grief. So the Gita says that you must be finding fault with the way you are living today. That is a spiritual merit. Janma mrityu jara vyadhi dukkha dosha nudarshanam. Master. And also name and fame. The subtler ones. So that idea Thakur is appreciating, adding the desire to win people's recognition. This is popularity. Some people die in that. Some teacher, their only work is to be popular among students. Well, what do you think my attitude is? So take an example. It is like that of a man just awakened from sleep. So he has got knowledge. He becomes aware of himself. You are always united with God. So self-awareness and being united with God is safe. Because God is myself. Master, do you ever dream of me? Anticipatory question. Because the love of God, love of Thakur, how much deep it has entered. If it has entered deep, then you will see it in the dream. Yes, sir, many times. Master, how did you dream of me as giving you instruction? more living in the dream. M remains silent. He cannot produce the subtler elements of his life. But, Master, if you ever see me instructing you, know that it is Satchidananda himself that does so. M related his dream experience to Shira, that he does not want to mention in the book. Who listened to them attentively. Master to M, that is very good. Don't reason anymore. You are a follower of Shakti. So from what he talked, Master understood this. Don't logic, Nirakar and all that. You are a follower of Shakti. Okay? Now, some time is left. Let us shift. Huh? Wednesday. Achha. And that seems to be 2 weeks after this. September 26th was a Wednesday. Then, yes, October 3 will be a Wednesday. And October 10 will be next one. After other had invited the master to come to his house on the occasion of the Durga Puja festival, October. It was the third day of the worship of the Divine Mother. That means Navami. When Sri Ramakrishna arrived at others' house, he found others' friend Sarada, Balram's father, and others' neighbors and relatives waiting for him. The master went into the worship hall to see the evening worship. When it was over, he remained standing there in an abstracted mood and sang in praise of the Divine Mother. So that Arati itself had sent him to divine mode, and he singing. Out of my deep affliction, rescue me, O Redeemer. Taro tarini, ever taro, torita koriye. Anyway, we'll read in English. Huh? Out of my deep affliction, rescue me, O Redeemer. Tarini. Terrified by the threats of the king of death am I. That means I will have to die one day. Left to myself, I shall perish soon. Save me, oh save me now, I pray. Does not mean that I will not die. That means make me free from that fear. Mother of all the worlds, thou, the support of mankind, thou, the bewitcher of all, the mother of all that has life, Vrindavan's charming Radha art thou, dearest playmate of Braja's beloved, that is Krishna. So it is the mother which has taken all the forms. Blissful comrade of Krishna, wellspring of Krishna's Leela, that is mother. Huh? Child of Himalaya, Mother Durga is supposed to be the daughter of Himalaya. Best of the gopis, that also is she. Huh? Beloved of Govinda, sacred Ganga, that also is she. Huh? Giver of moksha, Shakti, the universe sings thy praise. Thou art the spouse of Shiva, the ever-blessed, the all. Sometimes thou takest form and sometimes serve absolute. Eternal beloved of Mahadeva, who can fathom thine infinite glories? Okay? The master went to others' drawing room on the second floor and took a seat surrounded by the guests. Still in a mood of divine fervor, he said, Gentlemen, I have eaten. Now go and enjoy the feast. He had just come there. So, was the master hinting that the Divine Mother had partaken of Father's offering? Did he identify himself with the Divine Mother and therefore say, I have eaten? Anyway, we'll take up this next time. Om Tava Kathāmritam Tapta Jivanam Kavivireeditam Kalmashapam Shravanamangalam Shrimadatam Bhui Grunanti Ye Bhurida Jana. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hare Om Tat Sat. Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.